everybody on mute. Okay, I guess it's recording me. We're about to find out, aren't we? All right, guys, so my cup of coffee. I'm happy. I can't really see you guys, so can you guys see all of me? Give me a thumbs up. I can see. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so we're gonna start off standing at the on our mat or where you can see me. And what I'd like you to do is just start kind of moving the head, the neck, the rib cage around. While you do that, I'm gonna get another little something set up so I can actually see as I'm teaching, because that's my safe space, trying to see me. So, all right. And so as you move around, you might need to shift your hips. You might need to arc your spine. What is it that you need to move and start to feel good in your spine? And as you continue on moving around, shifting around, start to notice your breath. So as you start to notice your breath, you might even take the arms up, grab a hold of the left wrist, maybe arc over to your personal right, and then inhale, come up, shifting the other way, right? And so we're kind of going back and forth, enjoying our spine, maybe even taking the palms, and I'm gonna take these off. They are not working at a long distance range. Press the palms forward. Drop the chin, center back, and then inhale, come up, maybe open the chest, maybe even like let those hips shift forward, get that big arc in your spine. Wonderful. Now you can release and go into a little gentle Tibetan drum, right? Good job, guys. Go ahead and come to face me if you're not already. Flip your left foot over so that you're stretching the top of the foot. Maybe even spread the toes before you put them down, and then put them down with the tops of the toes really spread. Get that nice stretch. And even take a peek at your foot. Make sure that you're not like, the heel isn't kicking out, right? The heel is centered up with the leg, so you're really stretching the fullness of the top of the foot, right? And then we're going to do the other side. So you're going to spread your toes, flip the toes over, and then so if I look down at my heel is lining up with my second and third toe, straight above it, right? It's not over towards the pinky toe, and it's not probably not towards the big toe for most people anyway. Yeah. Awesome. Go ahead and take that around. So this is balance and back care. So what we're going to do is we do top and flow, which means that we don't necessarily do like plank chaturanga, up dog, down dog, right? We kind of cut that part out. So stand tall at the top of your mat. Your feet are about 4 inches apart. Arms are along the sides. Palms are facing forward. On your inhale, you'll sweep your arms up, look up, stretch up. On your exhale, you'll swan dive, forward fold, melt over the legs, bow in. You're going to bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, flat back, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, curl into your legs deeply. Inhale comes all the way back up. Reach up, stretch up, look up, grab a hold of that left wrist. Arc over to your personal right. Let that left hip kick way out. And then inhale, come up. Switch so that you're holding on to the right wrist. Let the right hip kick out as you stretch over to your left. And inhale comes up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands down to the mat. Hands to shins, inhale halfway up, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, curl into your legs. Inhale comes all the way up, reach up, interlace those fingers, braiding the fingers, turn the palms to the sky. Drop the shoulders down out of the ears, let the biceps come just behind the ears. Root through the feet, let the hips go forward, the arms up and back. So notice I'm not keeping my hips back over my thighs. I've taken my pubic bone, moved it forward towards my toes. There you go. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale comes up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale comes all the way up. Reach up, stretch up. Let those hands drop down along the sides. I'm going to turn to you so you can see. Feet are approximately 4 inches or hip distance apart for some of you that need a little extra stable base. Inhale, we're going to come into our chair pose, sit our hips back. From this space, we're going to bring the left arm across both thighs. Notice my left palm is up. My right hand is going to drop down to the floor like I'm trying to touch the toes. From this space, I'm going to inhale and take the right arm, reach it to the sky by leading with my rib cage. And then I'm going to let that right arm come back down. If you look at me as I lift up, my butt stays back and I come back down. We've got one more here. Inhale, take it up, hold it up, reach it up, look up at that right thumb. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way up, reach up, interlace the fingers, odd interlace, so change whichever one is number 2 and make them in front. Flip the palms, take the pubic bone forward towards the toes, the hips, the tailbone moves towards the toes, the arms reach up and back behind your ears. On your inhale, you come up. On your exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lifts halfway, Betty Boo. Exhale, fold. Inhale into your chair pose again. And so as you come into your chair pose, we're going to take that right arm. We're going to put it across the top of both thighs. We're going to let those left arms drop down, leading through that left rib cage. Inhale, take the arm up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, arm up. And exhale, down. Inhale, arm up. And exhale, down. Inhale, arm up and stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Flatten your back, hollow out your belly. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, ride the breath all the way up, reach up, stretch up. Grab a hold of your left wrist, let the left hip kick out to the side. Pull the arm over to your right so you have this long arcing space from foot to fingertips. Inhale comes up, you switch the grip. Let the right hip kick out, let the arm stretch up over your head. 3, 2, 1. Inhale comes up. This time we drop the hands down behind the back, interlace the fingers. Do a little bit of a reverse shoulder shrug. Let the knuckles slide down the tailbone as the belly hollows out. From this space, you can stay here or put a micro bend in your knees and come forward. As you come forward, the head reaches down and the knuckles reach up. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Close the eyes, stretch the back of the neck, reach the knuckles up. See if you can start to move the palms together. Haven't learned how not to get pasty during these videos yet. Okay. In through the nose, out through the nose. Release those hands down. Bend the knees dramatically and roll all the way back up. From here, finding your Tibetan drum again. And so this is balance and back care. We're holding this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And so balance is something that cannot be, you can't cross-train balance. You have to practice balance to be better at it. So those of you who need a wall for balance, feel free to walk over to your nearest wall if you need to. Otherwise, you can you can leave the foot on the floor for what we're about to do and just work with balance there. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stand on left foot and we're going to bring right knee up, right hand onto right kneecap. So if that's too much for you, then you're just going to come onto the tippy toe of your right foot. Toe isn't holding you up, right? But it's giving you this sense of equilibrium, right? So wherever you're at, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, either toe on ground or foot lifted. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release that foot down. Let's go right into the other side. As you lift the other leg up, hand is onto hip, foot is directly underneath the knee, and holding here. 5, 4, 3, and 1. Release. Awesome. Go ahead and shake that off for a moment. Little Tibetan drum. All right. So those of you who stepped off your mat, please come back. Please come back. All right. Second toe. I'm trying to find my personality on these videos too. All right. So I'm used to you guys laughing at me. So second toes are at 12 o'clock. Feet are about 4 inches apart. Let's inhale, come into our chair pose. On our exhale, we're going to forward fold, hands down, face to shins. Hands to shins, inhale, come halfway up, flat back, strong belly. Exhale, forward fold. Use the breath to find inhale into your chair pose. And we're going to see if we can lift up onto those balls of our feet, lifting our heels up high. In through the nose, strengthening the sole of our foot, the arches. Push the foot down. Don't think lift heels. Think push the foot into the floor. Push the ball of the foot into the floor. Push the pinky toe and the big toe down. 3, 2, and 1. Release those heels down and find a little Tibetan drum. Maybe kind of shake those legs out. Wonderful. Since this is balance and back care, this is a little bit more focused for recovering for injuries or working with some older clientele, so we'll tend to step back into poses. So I would like you to take your right leg, step to the back of your mat, a nice comfortable medium step back. You're going to turn your toes towards the top right corner of your mat and bend your left knee. On your inhale, you're going to take those arms up, warrior 1. On your exhale, you're going to drop those hands in prayer. On your inhale, you're going to flip the palms up high, getting those little biceps behind the ears. If you can bend the front knee more and straighten the back leg more, great. Gaze is forward. Inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. 3, 4, inhale 5, exhale 5, hands to hips. Inhale, see if you can step straight to the top of your mat, taking as few step downs as possible along the way, finding your mountain pose. That's a balance in and of itself, right? I love how on Zoom I can see people walking through rooms, kids jumping on moms. It's great. All right, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Flatten your back, nice and strong. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Reach up, stretch up. Hands at the sides, mountain pose. This time we're going to step back with our left foot. We're going to come into that warrior one position. So front foot is at 12 o'clock. The back toes start to angle to the top left corner of your mat. Or if you looked at your back foot, it would be between like a 10 and 11 o'clock on an analog clock, right? So we're going to inhale, reach our arms up, feel those shoulders stretch up. And then bring those hands into prayer in front of our chest with our exhale. On our inhale, we'll flip our palms, get long through the sides of the body, stretching out, in through the nose, out through the nose. Gaze off into the distance off the tip of your nose. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. Bring the hands down to the hips. Root through that front foot. See if you can step to the top of the mat without touching down along the way. All right? And make it all the way up to mountain pose. Inhale, takes the arms up, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, melt over those legs. Bring the hands onto the shins. Inhale, float halfway up. Long spine. Weight is a little bit towards the balls of the feet. On your exhale, you'll forward fold. Inhale, let's find our chair pose. Sweep those arms up. Lift your heels up high for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing tall, mountain pose. Those of you who need to step off the mat for your balance and grab a wall, this is the time now. From here, we're going to go into an eagle pose. You can do this without a wall if your balance is challenged as well. So we'll start standing on the left foot. You're going to bring your arms out right in front of you as though you're serving a platter with your palms up. The right arm is going to come underneath the left. Notice I'm crossing as close to my chest as humanly possible. You're going to bend those arms. From that space, turn the right hand out. Wiggle those right fingers so you know you're doing the right hand, right? And then take those wiggly fingers and put them on the palm of the left hand. Turn your thumbs to you, towards your face. Curtsy. From this space, now if you can't do that, you can always just hug yourself, right? From this space, you're going to lift the right leg up and you're going to cross it over the left. Now notice if you need to modify, you can put your toes down. If you want to work more, you'll put the leg either around or behind, right? There we go. Line it up for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Shake that off. And my foot was twisted. That's why. It's like, oh, that doesn't look very aligned, Mary. Awesome. All right, so from here, bringing your big toes close together as possible, sending those arms out in front of you. Left arm comes under, bend at the elbow so that the left wiggly fingers go onto the right palm. Turn the thumbs to you, curtsy. From here, standing tall, let's cross the left leg over, squeezing the legs together. If you need to modify, the toe can be down onto the floor. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wonderful. Shake that off. Those of you who stepped off your mat, please step back to your mat, finding your mountain pose. Second toes are at 12 o'clock, feet are about 4 inches apart. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Interlace the fingers, changing the interlace that is normal for you. So whatever fingers are number 2 are now number 1. Flip the palms to the sky. Let those biceps open up. Let those hips Move forward of the toes. Let the spine open up. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come up. Drop the hands behind the back, braiding the fingers behind the back in the same way that you just did. So whatever fingers are unnatural in front, those are the ones you have. We're taking another back bend here. So squeeze the palms together, roll the shoulders back. So let those hips move forward, straighten the legs. So there'll be this essence of it. You can't really lock out your knee too much here if you've got a nice forward motion, right? Let the knuckles slide down, let the heart lift up. Look up maybe, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up, awesome. Let's take those arms and bend the elbows so that we can grab the forearms as close to the elbows as possible. Standing tall, just kind of turn your head left and right in a no motion and try to keep your chin parallel with the earth, right? And so you'll feel like where the neck tightness is on one side. You'll feel it maybe radiating towards your jaw a little bit or towards the tips of your shoulders. Now keep the vision over towards the right and then drop the chin slightly towards that collarbone, right? And bring the head up. Do a left and right no motion again. And then stick the vision to the left and drop the chin towards the collarbone. Make sure you're not bringing the collarbone up. So drop that shoulder down. And then come center. Release the arms, a little Tibetan drum. Just kind of let the body go with it, left and right, right? Wonderful. All right, so now we're going to come down towards the floor on our mat. Hope you guys can see me well. I'm actually going to slide my yoga mat back just a hair. So if you have blankets, pillows, blocks, grab those. I think my dog ran off with my pillow. No, I don't see my pillow in here. And Loki's a fan of snaggy pillows. He's actually a fan of snagging anything to get my attention now that I am home all the time. I now have essentially a toddler again. It's been a very interesting ride with a dog. All right, so we're coming onto the mat. I'd like you to come to a seated position. Now, if your knees are looking like this in your seated position, you need to sit up on something. Sit up onto a couple pillows or a blanket or, you know, rolled up towel, couple books, whatever it is, right? Because I want you to be able to stack the rib cage over the hips and not collapse the shoulders forward, restricting our movement. So basically, heart over pelvis, head over heart, right? All right, guys. So from here, we're going to do some really active waistline stuff. I'd like you to hold your hands up like you're being arrested or doing a football goal, whichever you're more familiar with. Right, so nothing but core to twist us. As we exhale, twist to our right and center. So don't let the arms move, right? So sometimes we'll try to like lead with that arm, like as I'm going back to the left, like lead with that arm back. We don't want to do that. We're holding the arms up so we can just feel the waistline twist, right? And center and rotate to the left and center to the right, center, left, center, Now, take those arms up, interlace those fingers, biceps along the ears. Keep both butt bones down, right? So no lifting off the hips. Arc over to your right. And come up. And then arc to your left. And so notice the waistline is holding you up here. And center. And to the right. And center. To the left. And center. Wonderful. Drop the arms into I Dream a Genie arms, right? And so from here, we're going to go back to that twist. So keep the arms as they are. Twist the waistline, the ribs, and center. And then twist the twist. Easy for me to say to the left, keeping that right hip back and to the center. And to the right. And center. Feel the exhale as it corsets your spine and you rotate. And center. One more time to each side. And center. And to the left. And center. Wonderful. Drop those arms. Do some neck circles. And then do some arcing forward and back with your chest, some cat-cows, right? Let your head follow those movements. Wonderful. All right, this must be a shoulder class, shoulder back class, because this is what it's developed into. That's been one of the things that's kind of hard. I'm used to walking into the classroom with you guys and like just seeing, you know, like what's going on with you guys physically, and I feel like I'm just kind of like, well, this is what I need today. Maybe what I need is what you need, you know, hopefully. So we're going to take our feet out in front of us. Our second toes are at 12 o'clock. We're going to take our hands down behind us. Notice my fingers are also forward towards my feet too. We're going to do a reverse tabletop. Now, if your wrists are janky, you can, janky wrist, right? You can turn your fingers out to the side. I'm actually going to do that today because I fell last week and I just felt it in my wrists. All right. So yeah, hanging lights to do these videos, totally wiped out, right? Open up the chest, lift the hips. I'm kind of klutzy for a graceful yoga instructor. It's the oxymoron of my life, right? And so notice my feet are underneath my knees. All my toes are pressing down. My hands are lifting my heart. I've got a nice long line from my knees to my shoulder heads. You can drop the head back in this one if you want. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lower the hips down. We're going to take the right leg out straight, and we're going to sit up and try to grab a hold of our left knee. Now, if this is hard for you, if you're sitting and you're rounded, you can take that, that blanket up under your butt, right? And so now I'm going to turn to you guys. So we've got our right leg out straight. Even if it's not comfortable, even if it is comfortable to sit on the floor, maybe even like me sitting up here just made it feel even better, right? And so I'm trying to line my hip sockets up, my leg in line with the hip socket too. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to take this right hand and wrap it around the edge of the left knee. We're going to take that cactus arm that we were doing earlier, and we're going to take the rib cage and twist back. So I'm only putting just enough leveraging between the right hand and the left knee to feel this hip stabilize, feel that left hip to root into the floor, and then I can twist from there, right? And so I'm not using the strength of my hand on the leg to twist my spine. I'm using it to root my left side. 2 more. And last breath, comes back around. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to ask you to extend the left leg out. You're going to bring the right foot in. Notice that the foot lines up with the butt bone, not the outer hip, not right up onto the inner thigh. It's essentially 4 inches apart again. Pushing down with the hips as you learn to sit up tall, even in this part of the practice. Wonderful. We're going to take that left arm around, and what we're doing is we're using the left arm to push the right foot down to root through this right hip so it's not sliding back in space as you take your cactus arm and twist. Rooting through that right foot, rooting through the right hip for 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Come back around, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees start to drop down towards the floor. So if your legs are already on the floor, like mine are almost there, I'm actually going to roll this blanket up a little higher. Now, if your legs are not anywhere close to being on the floor, you definitely need to sit up onto a block or something. You look like you're sinking in between your knees. That is, anytime this is going on, means to me this load is all going into your low back, right? So I'm always looking for knees to be below the plane of the hips. But what we're doing now is we're sitting up on our yoga mat or onto our bolster so that our knees are dropping, if they can, even lower, even more open. I feel like gravity pulls everything else down. It might as well just pull my legs down too. Get benefit for pulling on me. Right? My God, you go pull something down. Stop pulling on my skin. Open up my hips, please. Right? Wonderful. And so I'm also letting the pubic bones start to root towards the front of the mat. And then from here, you can start some little neck circles. Right? Wonderful. All right, guys. So from here, I'd like you to go ahead and come onto your back. We're going to do some simple hip openers. If because you're watching me online, you need to watch first before you lay down, right? Do so. So these are the hip openers that we're going to do towards the end of this class before we go into meditation. Excuse me. So we're going to take the right leg high. Notice my left foot is on the floor. I'm going to do this little hamstring stretch. Then I'll ask you to stretch the leg out, and we'll do that inner thigh stretch where we open to the side. Then I'll ask you to bend the knee, take that arm out, and we'll go into our spinal twist. We'll do that on both sides, and then we'll be into our meditation. So laying onto your back, left foot onto the floor as though you're about to do bridge. Right leg goes high. Hands behind the right leg as you start to stretch the fingers up towards the heel as much as you can. Notice my head's on the floor. Actually, my whole back is onto the earth. And my tailbone isn't lifting up, right? So that's one reason we want to root through this left hip. 5 for 4. Inhale, 3. 2. Inhale, 1. Now slide that left leg out flat onto the earth. Take the right leg into the right hand and open it out to the side. Now stay rooted through this left side. Don't let it roll off the floor. If you need to, counterweight your left side with your right arm reaching out too. So extending through the left arm, extending through the left foot, karate kicking with the right foot out to the side. And then nice and easy. Bend your right knee, hug it into your chest, pull it in. Take your right arm out to the side. Roll over completely onto your left hip and the side of your left leg, spinal twists. Turn your vision over the right arm. And draw the knee back into your chest. Hug it in, give it a little love. Wonderful. 2 sides, not my fault. Take it up with the creator. Left leg high. Breathe the fingers so that they bind around the back of your left leg, holding here. And so at this point, the breath should start becoming a little more comfortable, broad, soft. You might even be able to hold the breath for a moment, right? In through the nose, out through the nose. So a couple more rounds of breath here. And then we'll extend the opposing leg out. Right? And now we'll take that left leg out to the side, the right arm out, so that we really are stretching in 3 different points. So if you could think about it, my right leg is reaching long, 4 points, is better, Mary. My right arm is reaching out, the crown of my head is stretching out, and then my left leg is reaching out to the side, right? For 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring the knee into your chest, give it a little hug. And then we're going right into that spinal twist. Guide the left knee over your body as the right arm, the left arm reaches out, the right hand holds on to the thigh a little bit. And wonderful. From here, you're going to roll onto your back. Let's come into active fetal posture. So bring your legs together without crossing at the ankles or at the toes, right? Everything side by side. And you're going to hug your knees into your chest tightly. Might be even wrapping your forearms over the shins, bringing your face towards the shins more. Wonderful. And release. Bring those feet down. Any little windshield wipering that you need, please do that now. All right. Any extra little movements before you move into your meditation. And so as you find yourself onto your back, finding yourself working all your wiggles out, if you'd like to cover with a blanket, get a little cloth over your eyes, whatever it is that you need, just take a moment to find this space of laying down flat in your meditation. So as you've gotten all your little wiggles out, you can imagine I'm coming around and putting lavender cloths and hot stones and shoulder presses. Just experience that in your meditation, right? Right, in your mind's eye. And so, but do imagine what it feels like when I come around to you guys and give you guys that good shoulder press. Imagine it as though it's happening And then feel those shoulders relax with the memory of that sensation, right? And so, pretend, right? Playing make-believe. And then feel what it feels like when if you've had the pleasure of being in one of my classes, what it feels like when I come around and I put those warm stones in your hands and that lavender cloth across your head. Just experience like that, how you typically will breathe deeper, and you'll feel the stones relax the shoulders even more than the press did. That space of comfort as you lay here, I would like you to bring to mind something that you are grateful for. Person, place, thing, situation, energy. What is it that you already have within you or your life that you are grateful for? And then as you feel and bring to mind this thing that you're grateful for, what are the smells of this thing? So if it has a smell, right, you might be grateful for your inner strength, right? I don't know that that necessarily has a smell, but if you're grateful for a friend or a space, those typically have smells. And so what is associated through your smell sense with that space of gratitude? What are the sights, the colors, the sounds associated with the thing or experience that you are grateful for? So immersing yourself deeper into the experience of gratitude and what it is in your own life. And then feeling that space of gratitude and that experience of gratitude in your mind's eye within a prayer, a wish, a blessing. Send that experience of gratitude or the thing that you're grateful for out into the world to land on someone else's heart or mind today. And so if you're grateful for your community and your friends, send that out to be an experience to land on someone else's heart and mind so that they begin to have a community that they can look for, or that feeling of security that comes with that experience. There's so many things that we can give just energetically. Send that out as a prayer, a wish, a blessing to land on someone you may or may not know today. And then let go into the breath. Let that go out into the universe for whatever it needs to do, right? Sending energetic waves of positivity out into our world every moment that we can, creating ripples of good effect. As you begin to breathe deeper, wiggle your fingers and your toes, really spreading that breath like ripples through your body so that you can even feel that energy ripple out of the body. Any excess, any tension, just ripples out the fingers and the toes as you move normally in a manner that's pleasing to you. When you're ready, you can roll over to whatever side beckons you today, whatever side feels good in the moment. And then use your next inhale as if waking from a dream to roll gently up to a seated position. Eyes will remain closed. Palms rest open in your lap. And sitting with that feeling, that experience of gratitude around your heart, your hips, your mind, carrying that energy, making the intention to stay in the space of gratitude today. As you inhale, reach your arms up, stretch up. Let those hands come down in prayer in front of your chest. Thank you so very much for joining me for practice today. Let your minds be open and your hearts full. Namaste, friends. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. I will see you soon. And when I start to get things on the park and all of that good stuff, I'll be posting things regularly, okay? Much love, friends.